guys, today we're gonna be reacting to something that it's not normal, but we're gonna we're going to watch anyway for
Oh God!
for
I followed my stepbrother into
shits
the
and giggles.
basement. Okay, we gotta see this.
Here we
Just
go.
let me know if you guys can't hear the noise.
Our Christmas was
Can you
ruined.
hear the audio?
Yes.
Would have
Yes,
been too.
but it's
Alright,
really
here.
loud.
Imagine
let's-
you and your husband had made 2 cute snowmen outside your house and woke up the next morning to find a 3rd snowman sticking a large knife into your husband's
Bro!
Oh!
Bro, you crying at a snowman? Come on!
As a teenager, my stepbrother
No,
moved in with us and told
no,
me
my
to
Wi-
check out
either
this
my
news
Wi-Fi
article.
or
Keepy?
this
Isn't
is
it
so
rad?
slow.
Did it just
Bro,
say
why does the
hippie?
stepbrother
Title
sound
said,
younger than the
Step
sister?
siblings get married
Yeah.
and have 3 kids. I
Ugh.
cringed so hard and screamed, "What's wrong
Bro,
with you,
teacher
you
in
freak?"
beast mode.
Do you think it's weird? Of
That's like-
course you.
The freaking
I can
woman
barely
sounding
hear
like
it.
an
I
old
can-
man and the brother sounding
barely
like
hear it.
whack.
I can barely hear it.
God, Dennis
I
had
can
zero
barely hear it.
emotional intelligence, and he obviously had a crush on me. But
What?
at least I knew he was
Whoa!
harmless and a kind
Sweet
person.
home
He actually spent most
Alabama.
weekends helping out
Josh,
at animal shelters.
Either my
Or
Wi-Fi
so I thought.
or
Because a
your
few
video,
days later, I
it's
was
so
making
slow.
pancakes, and I felt someone's
Well,
hot
then
breath
it's your
on
wa-
my neck. I
Ugh!
screamed and saw it was Dennis.
That's
he said,
disgusting.
"Do you like my friend Michael?
Bro, what a
You've met him,
stalker.
right? Michael told me he loves you and dreams about you every single night." Ew, stop it. I don't like you, and I don't like Michael. Stop dreaming about
Dang,
me, you
Michael.
freaks. You see,
Ow,
I
ow,
had met
my
my
cat's
stepbrother's friend
attacking my
Michael.
feet.
And he
Damn.
was the biggest weirdo of them all.
Jeez.
One time, he was at our house saying,
He's looking
"You
kinda
know what I did last weekend? I caught 5 rats in one
Jeez, you
night.
sound like
One
you're
of them
drunk.
is as big as a cat, and I've put them all in a rat park where they're making lots of rat. Want to come over and see them?" I would rather kill myself and go home with I
What was that? Look at that guy. Bro! What is this?
want to come over and see them? I would rather kill myself and go home with you, Town, when my stepbrother Dennis said, "You and I have to declutter the basement. Dad will pay us
PS4.
$40 each if we help." I could use the $40, so I agreed and followed Dennis down the stairs to the basement. Dennis had a
God.
thing for me,
Bro, they
sure,
both got
but he
cake.
was a dumb fudge and nice guy after all, so I wasn't scared of him.
Whoa, he's fading
Well,
away.
Big... He grabbed me and forced me into a chair.
Whoa.
I screamed, "I'm going to kill you!" He just
Oh.
wrapped a rope around me real tight so I couldn't run away.
She had
Sorry, but
all
I owe
the
my friend Michael a
time to
favor.
move and
he
kick
just
his
wants a
balls,
chance to get
but
to
he
know you.
didn't.
So
Yeah, I
please
know.
stop
Bruh,
him
what?
for a few hours. I bet you'll fall in love with him. I spit right in his face, but he just left and then Michael came in. Oh, he looked so pleased
Wait.
with himself. And I
That's
hoped he'd come
Michael?
close enough
I
to my
thought that
face
was the
so I could
brother.
bite into his carotid
Ugh.
artery and
Oh,
send him to a hospital.
damn!
He said, "There's my little angel. You know, I had a
Seriously.
dream where Archangel Michael told me
sounds
that
like
we
he's
two
drunk.
are meant for each other. He also said we're going to have 3 babies one
Sounds
day."
like he's on crack.
I
Oh.
responded, "I'd
He
rather
is on
stab
crack.
myself in the eye with a fork than date you." Michael
Ooh.
drove on for
I'd
3
rather
hours,
shove a fork
fully
into my
convinced that I would
eye
suddenly
like
fall
it's
in
a
love with
toaster.
him. I mean, this guy was completely delusional.
I'd
At last,
rather
he put a
jump off
talisman around my
bridge-
neck saying,
bridge a
"It's
really
made out of
painful
rat
death than
bones.
date you."
Keep it on, and you'll always feel my
What?
presence." When he finally
This guy's a
left, and my
creep.
stepbrother Dennis came
Jesus.
back down to
Okay.
untie me. I stood up and slapped him with
Oh!
the
There
force
you
in
go.
the nuts.
Could have done
I
that,
fell to the
you
ground,
know?
and it felt
Could have
so
kicked
good to
it
see him
again.
cry
Go
like
for a double
baby.
whammy.
And
Oh.
the second my mom got back, I told her how I was tied up and forced on a date. She was upset and told Dennis that Michael was
dumb
forbidden from
idiot. How
ever
could you
entering our
tie your
house again.
stepsister into
I
the
thought this would
basement?
stop Michael.
I'm high on crack.
But one day I received a cheesy love letter from him.
Oh,
On it was
God.
a drawing of me and him kissing.
Jesus
Also, a
Christ.
strand of hair attached to it.
Jesus, bro.
My
You're
hair.
going
Bro,
too
what?
far.
What a stalker! Okay, that is full stalker
Like a
mode.
stalker. I was petrified and decided to Google stalkers. God, I read a
Oh my
bunch of stories that
that's
were
a
super
MacBook,
graphic
but the
and turned
apple
me
is
into
split
a
in
ball
two.
of Paranoia. Stalkers like
Josh.
Michael are selfish
Yeah?
and get a kick out
Did
of
you see
hurting their
that lip
victims,
stone?
and they are willing to do
Yeah, that was
anything to get them.
disgusting.
So for the next few months, I only left the house to go to school. My mom always drove me. But then we went on vacation and got this stunning villa next to a lake,
Thank God.
far away
What?
from Michael. I felt so safe, but
I
one
bet
morning as I
that dude's
opened the
name.
front
What was
door,
his name
I
again?
found a
Dylan?
photo of
I'm
me
gonna
in
hide
the
in the
door.
trunk.
A
Dennis.
photo of me taking a shower next to the lake. I immediately
God.
knew
Dang,
it was
he hid in the
him.
trunk.
Michael.
God, what a
There was also a
pervert.
note at the back that
Wear
said,
that
"You
bikini
can
on
know
our
that
wedding
we're
night.
on our
Jesus
wedding night."
Christ. Where are we in?
This guy is insane.
He, he, oh my God, he's a pervert, man.
We're
Like-
only halfway into the video.
And already we've been
That's
exposed to
Pause
rat.
the video, CJ.
We've-
the videos on. I can
we-
barely hear a thing.
Then lower our user volumes.
Then
How?
Well,
We-
that ruined my vacation mood.
we've
I
been
stayed in my room with a
exposed.
knife at all
He's holding a
times.
knife.
And I couldn't shake the feeling that Michael had hacked my computer. Because maybe he'd seen my web search and found my location
Oh,
through that.
Oh, Google.
So I took my laptop to a cybersecurity
Tech.
expert, who after running some tests told me that someone had
It's
installed
literally
a
just a
password stealer
MacBook
on
with
my
the Apple
laptop,
split in two.
and that person had access to all my accounts. So on my way home, I gave my laptop to a homeless person and didn't look back.
What?
I completely
What?
ditched technology and moved to another state for
literally- she
college,
just
making
sold her
sure that
lap-
Michael
she
couldn't
just
locate me.
Gave her
There,
laptop
I
to a
also
homeless
got
man for
into my
free.
first relationship with Nick. He was strong, and I think that made me feel safe.
Oh,
On
God,
damn.
Valentine's
turning into
Day,
a cheesy
he
love
even
story.
left roses and a cute teddy bear at my apartment
Oh,
door.
how
I immediately went to
anti-stalker.
his dorm and said,
How
"Thank
rom-
you so much for the
How
Valentine's gift."
romantic.
This better
What do you
not
mean?
turn
I've got your
R-rated.
necklace, but it's still in my bag. I haven't given it to you. yet."
Oh.
Oh, no,
Shiver
it's
ran
the
down my
rat bones
spine,
necklace,
and
isn't
I
it?
immediately went back home to inspect
This is
my
the rat
Valentine's
bones
gift in
necklace,
more
isn't it?
detail. I noticed that something was off about the teddy bear's eye.
Whoa.
So I pulled it
Whoa.
out and found a camera.
Oh, that's a camera.
In that moment, I knew that Michael was back. So I told
He
my
got
boyfriend about my
caught in
crazy
4K.
stalker.
What
He
happened
said,
to Dennis
"I won't
or
tolerate
Dylan?
this idiot ruining
Dennis.
your life.
His
And
name
I
is
promise
Dennis.
I'll stop him before he abducts you or worse."
I thought his
So
name
Nick
was
came up with a plan. First, I asked my stepbrother Dennis to give me Michael's number, and then I called Michael asking if he
Oh,
could come over.
he's Dennis.
The creepy thing was that it only took him 5 minutes to get to my door. We sat down and I told him, "I had a dream last night.
I'm gonna
God
stab
told
you
me
with a
that you
fork."
and I are meant for each other." "Good, it's about time. So you are my girlfriend now, right?" "Not yet.
No.
Because God said you'll first have to prove your
Not yet.
worth by
You
beating
must
up my boyfriend Nick."
100% downgrade
"But I
Ron
could go to
V3.
prison for that." "Not if you're careful. Nick goes fishing at the small lake every Friday. It's pretty deserted out there, so no one will see you. Just ambush Nick and leave no evidence behind." Honestly,
Whoa,
I
what?
didn't
They're
expect
planning
Michael
a
to fall for my
murder.
crazy-ass
Oh,
story.
damn.
I mean, come on, it was ridiculous.
That's a
But
criminal.
the freak responded, "But I want you to watch while I defeat your boyfriend." Michael didn't know that I had recorded the conversation. Now all I needed was video footage of him attacking Nick to send him to prison. So on Friday, Michael
Whoa.
and I got to the lake, and Nick was fishing with his back to us. I took a big stick from my bag and said, "Here you go, Michael. Use this." Michael was so pumped for victory, he
He's
took
like,
the
"Yeah."
big stick. And
He-
just when
he's
I was
gonna-
about 7 feet
he's
away
gonna get
from my boyfriend,
scammed.
Nick, I pulled out my taser and
No.
Michael was on the
No.
ground, jumping like a fish out of water.
Get scammed.
Then we called the police and handed over all the audio and video evidence. 3 months
That's not
later,
how you-
Michael was
that's
sentenced
not-
to 6 years in prison for
Wait, is that
attempted
the
assault
homeless
with a
guy
deadly
from
weapon.
earlier?
Yeah.
My boyfriend Nick saved me, and that's why I married him
She gave
right
him a
after we
laptop.
graduated college. We moved into a small 2-bedroom house and even tried for a baby. Everything just seemed so perfect. But then, a day before Christmas,
6-year-old.
a
Okay,
doorbell
what's happening
rang.
now?
I opened the door, and it was my stepbrother Dennis.
no.
I said, "Merry
It's Dylan."
Christmas. What are you doing here?"
It's Dennis.
Oh, I know what you did to Michael. You framed him, and now he's in prison, even though he would never hurt anyone.
Leave
Did
me
this kid
alone,
like
you
not hit
freak.
puberty?
I tried to close the door, but Dennis
Like,
put his
Oh
foot
my
in
god, I
between.
can't believe you
He
doing such a
said,
thing. Michael hasn't forgotten you. You better go visit him in prison and apologize. No.
I had enough and took
You
my
better go
boyfriend's golf club
apologize
and
to
swung
the
it right
creep.
at him.
Oh.
Finally ran off,
Then
and I
swing
didn't
it in
tell
the
my
ball.
boyfriend
Do a
about the
double
incident
bogey.
because I didn't want to ruin his
Yeah,
Christmas.
yes.
You see, Nick and I had a Christmas Eve tradition. Every year, we would build a snowman and snowwoman couple in our front yard.
Oh, no,
Then got
is this the
twigs to
beginning
make it
of the
look like they
story?
were holding hands, and made smiley faces using Skittles and licorice. It was an expression of our love.
Just eat
4
the
years later, I woke up on
snowman's
Christmas
face 'cause
morning
there's Skittles
and saw
on the
a third
mouth.
snowman. It had an
Oh,
evil
God.
grin on his face and was sticking a large knife into my boyfriend Nick's snowman. I
They didn't
screamed,
even put an
"Michael
effort
is
to
out of
shove-
prison!" And I was
Deja
shaking in
vu.
fear, so we went to the police station and the officer
Deja vu.
responded, "So, a snowman attempted to kill your husband's snowman?" That doofus couldn't stop laughing and refused to help us. When we got home, Nick said, I'll get rid of Michael once and for all. I have a degree in chemistry. I'll just poison Michael.
I'm gonna shoot
That's
him
child's play for
in
me.
the balls.
He's
Put
gonna
our plan in
poison him.
motion. I was the bait, and I'd go for a jog every afternoon to give Michael an opportunity to stalk and follow me. Then Nick spotted a white
That's
Prius
his
trailing me,
disguise?
so we followed
And
the
a
Prius
car.
after my jog was over.
He's
We
just
went to
And the
riding.
car
little
that doesn't
house
even
in a
have
dirty
moving
neighborhood.
wheels.
Nick
know,
checked the
bro.
mailbox, and the bills had Michael's name on them.
Michael,
So the
go
next
to
day,
bed.
Nick put a fake advertisement for a supermarket
It's
in Michael's
last
mailbox that we had created ourselves.
Go
It
to
had a small
bed.
balloon with gold foil attached to it, and we hoped that Michael would eat it, and you know what? A week later, we started driving past his house every night.
Wait, Josh.
Interestingly, the light was always on throughout the
Bro,
spoil
go
it
to
in
bed.
Michael's mailbox.
This guy needs to go to bed.
This video is almost over, and this is the best video I've ever seen in my life.
That we had created ourselves.
Josh,
It had a small
We've
balloon
been
and gold
exposed to
foil
rats
attached to it.
banging
We
each
hoped
other.
that Michael
We've had someone.
So one night, my boyfriend decided to go to the house and look through a window to see if Michael was there. When he came back, he said, "Michael is laying on the ground,
He's
not
dead.
moving."
Because I shot him in the
Poisoned
balls.
horse. We were quiet on the ride home.
I gotta love that the
Small.
steering wheel isn't
But
even
then I
connected.
said,
Look, the steering
"Screw
wheel
it.
isn't even
No one will
connected.
find out it was us. Let's go celebrate." We had a nice dinner with champagne and
Why do they have
truffles. But to be honest, I was never able to
They were
shake off that
eating-
slight
I
nervousness
bet
I got
that
from murdering
spaghetti
Michael.
was
It
loaded
might
with
stay
ketchup.
with me forever.
Wow.
Oh, full moon. What are they gonna do? Turn into werewolves? We got a whole other story there. Eating
Homeless
cockroaches.
and pregnant at 16. Homeless and pregnant.
Alright, we're gonna look at that next. But for now, we're gonna look at addicted to eating cockroaches.
Ew. That's
My name is Sissy, and I grew up under terrible
Hi,
conditions
Stacey.
because my mom was mentally ill. She
I'm
often
mentally
made me
ill.
steal stuff from shops
No,
because no one suspected a little girl like me to be a thief.
Hi,
Of course, I
shop
was scared
dealer.
of being caught,
You're
but my
stealing
mom gave
cans
me no
from-
choice. However, one night she drunk too
God.
much and fell down the stairs. Suddenly, she told One night she drunk too much and fell down the stairs. Suddenly, she couldn't walk anymore, and I had to take care of her. even though I was alone. We quickly ran.
You gotta see that.
She literally so
Bro, what was that animation?
Bro,
However,
it was like
one night she
animated in
drunk
like
too much and
four.
fell down the stairs.
Oh my god!
I couldn't walk anymore, and I had to take care of her even though I was
What
only
was
11.
that animation though?
Okay. Okay, I
Stop
We quickly ran out of food, and I said, "Mommy, the fridge is empty and I'm hungry." She responded, "Stop complaining. Instead, go catch some cockroaches so we can eat them."
What?
Was she
What?
serious? I was petrified of those disgusting little insects, but I still trapped
Okay,
one of them
What?
and showed it to my
Snatch your
mom.
balls
She
and
told
eat
me to cook it, but we only had a toaster, so I killed it and put it in there.
What?
After I'd given it to
What?
my mom to eat, I caught many more roaches and even ate my
Oh.
small baby cockroach.
I'm
Okay,
getting
so I started to
Ah.
catch hundreds
The
of them
chills
and
that
became the
kill.
provider of my family. But then the toaster broke, and we had to eat them raw. Of course, they were
Oh, that's even worse.
She had a full
Why?
stomach.
Bro,
I
they
continued
got
living like this
sick
for
and they
weeks
still
until
kept
people from the
eating it.
government came into our apartment and
Oh,
took
the
me away
health
from my mom,
inspectors here.
even though I screamed and wanted to stay with her. I was
wanna
brought
keep
into a
eating
children's home where people
cockroaches.
explained to me that my mom was mentally ill, but no
Yeah,
one
no
wanted
kidding.
to tell
She
me
wanted
where
to
she
eat
was or
cockroaches.
who was taking care of her. I felt abandoned and scared, but there was one thing that made me feel safe, and that was
My
eating
balls.
roaches.
Oh.
Whenever I saw
Oh,
one, I
no.
picked it up and put it into a toaster and ate
Oh.
it. The taste gave me a feeling of comfort
That's even
because
worse
it
than that
reminded me
one
of my
story
mom.
where she was addicted
I
to
started
pizza.
eating so many of them that I got salmonella infection.
Of
and had to
course
go
they
to the
did.
hospital.
No,
They're
When I told the
roaches.
doctor that I
They
was
carry
allergic to eating
diseases.
cockroaches, he
Josh,
brought me to a
pause it real quick.
psychologist who told me
They carry diseases.
Why-
Of course you're gonna get salmonella.
Why does your mom suggest you
You're
to
probably
eat?
gonna get AIDS while you're at it too. Anyways.
Josh.
Why does your mom suggest you eat cockroaches of all things?
What were you saying, CJ?
Josh, imagine there's a video on here called "I'm addicted to eating nut sex."
How are you gonna do that though? Are you
And
gonna
I'll eat it.
are you gonna cut off your everyone's nutsacks and eat it?
that there was
There is nothing wrong about eating roaches as long as they were clean. Yeah.
nothing wrong
instead
about
of, you
eating
know,
roaches
eating them
as
raw.
long as they were clean. He convinced
Yeah.
me to start
shouldn't
farming
eat 'em at
roaches, and
all.
that turned out to be much easier than I had thought. All I needed was a box of roaches and some fruits to feed them.
What?
After a few months, I had more than 1,000 of them.
Oh
But
God,
I
they
made a big mistake
multiplied.
and let them roam around my room freely.
What?
Because one baby roach crawled through my nose and into my brain while I was asleep. I
Ugh.
didn't know what was going on, only that my
Jeez.
mother
They
did.
multiply.
I kept it
call
untreated for several days until I
mathematics.
visited a doctor who saw something moving way up my nose. It took several hours to pull the cockroach
God,
out,
look
but
at the
from then, I
doctors.
always
Oh,
kept
look at
them
the
locked in my
eyes.
box.
Go back to see
But
the
I had
eyes.
bigger cockroach out, but I saw something
Ugh.
moving way up my nose.
What is that animation?
Their eyes.
It took
Ain't
several
no,
hours
bro.
to pull the
Bro, look at
cockroach
the
out,
one
Looks
on
but
like
the
they're
from then,
dancing.
I
Look at the
always
one
kept
on the
them
left.
locked in my box.
Look at those
But I had
eyebrows.
bigger problems. I had no friends or family, and I was feeling extremely lonely.
Honestly, if
That's
you were
why I
eating
started
cockroaches,
binge eating cockroaches.
I would,
I
like,
probably
not
gained
be
10
your friend.
kilograms in 3 months, and I knew
10
I had to change my
kilograms
life, or my roach
she
addiction
gained
would
weight
kill
by
me.
eating
I still remember
cockroaches.
my last roach.
Josh,
It was a small baby one,
She's
maybe 1
10%
centimeter big.
cockroach.
I ate it raw and alive. Then I brushed my teeth and said, never again. Afterward, I
Good.
thought I needed an education to
Good.
get ahead in life, so I taught myself
That means
writing
you're gonna
and
turn
reading
it.
by spending most of my days at the library. 6 months later, I
Bro,
enrolled
I get
myself
Go
in
get a
university.
diploma at
No,
Harvard.
Josh,
There I
I
moved
get
into
2
a dorm,
weeks
but
to
the other
finish my
girls didn't
homework.
like me. They said I smelled bad and lived like a pig. I guess they were right. My
You
mother
live
had
like
never
my
taught
boy.
me to clean up
You
anything, and
live
now I
like
had to
a
learn to shower
cockroach.
daily and wash my hands
Wait.
when I got home. But
Wait,
because
wait.
no one liked me,
Pause it
I
real
had
quick.
lots
Pause
of
it.
time
No.
to study.
If,
Pause
and
it real quick.
reflected through my
if grasshoppers go into grass,
Are-
and if earwigs, I think, go into your ear, where do cockroaches go to?
I'm gonna pretend I never heard that. Anyways,
I
Alright,
did.
wait,
One
wait.
rainy
Pause it
afternoon
real
while at
quick.
the
I want
library-
to say something.
what?
Are you telling me that girl hasn't showered her whole life?
She was literally in the bathroom too, and she had running water because she brushed her teeth.
Yeah,
Very-
like,
I bumped
why
into
did,
a
why,
guy-
Apparently,
Pause that
cockroaches
the
made you
right
stink.
why did you not use that water to, I don't know, cause, I don't know,
It's
clean
cold and
yourself?
I want to fart in my phone.
Dude, I don't know why that girl decided to not use the water for, I don't know, cleaning yourself?
On my phone.
Jesus Christ, CJ.
Okay, what? Just play the video.
I'm squeezing my Fun Time Freddy plush.
Bro, do you have background noises on?
Just
now,
play the
Josh?
video.
guy. He was dressed in
I'm
all
sorry.
black and
Are
apologized.
you okay?
I could tell he was different, just like
But
me.
that's suspicious.
I asked, "What are you studying here?" And he
My
responded,
balls.
"I'm studying philosophy." We sat down at a cafe and
I'm
talked for
studying.
hours.
I'm
He was
studying
just
my
like me.
balls
He said his
and your
family had
balls.
raised him on a farm, but mostly
Oh my God,
neglected
stop
him. He
interrupting.
said they didn't speak a single word with him from age 11 to 16. His
Damn.
only friends were books
Ouch.
until he ran away and found a job as a construction worker. But his love for reading brought him to a university, just like it did for me. I had a weird
It's
feeling when
college
I looked at him.
university.
I can't
Let's
describe it, but it felt
go.
good. And 1 week later, we had our first date. We were lying next to each other on the grass when he
After a
laid his
week?
hand on my belly. Of course, I was
Ew.
nervous. I had never had a guy touch
Stomach.
me. I didn't know what to
Stomach.
do.
You gotta say it like
But
stomach.
then he just
Ew!
said ouch and went back on his back. I apologized and
Ah,
saw that he
I'm
was
sorry
bleeding.
for us making
Gosh,
out.
what had
and
I done?
accidentally bit
That
your
was so
lip.
stupid. I said, "I'm so sorry. I've never kissed a guy before."
I'm gonna run
It's
away.
okay. Don't worry. I just
I would
didn't
run
know
away
you
if
like
that
it
would
that
happen.
way. What do you mean by
Ew.
that way? You like it rough?
What?
No, I don't think so. He lay back on top of me
What?
and gently
What is
stroked me.
going on?
You like
Oh,
I couldn't speak, so I just nodded. I loved the way he played with me. It was the first time I felt truly attracted to a guy. Afterward, we became a couple and spent all our time together. I loved sitting next to him in the library so I could
Did
watch
you
him
at
read
least
books.
lose weight?
He always looked so handsome. But one day, he was just gone.
Oh.
He didn't respond to my text, and his dorm mate said he had disappeared without saying anything.
He became
Of
a
course, I was
father.
worried. Maybe something had happened to him, so I called
He
up all the
became a
hospitals.
dad.
But he wasn't there. Maybe he had left because of me. Maybe he didn't know me anymore. I suddenly
Maybe
remembered my
he
mom.
sucked his
For
balls.
years, I had avoided thinking about her. But now it all came back, especially the guilt that I had not taken care of her.
remember
I stayed
yesterday?
inside my bed for days, crying my heart out until I decided I had to find her. Maybe she was still
Her?
alive. So I went to the police
Oh,
and asked
yeah,
them to
that's
find
my mom.
out where they had brought
What?
my mom 10
Remember one of your friends
years ago.
told
It took
us
them
her
2 weeks to
girlfriend
figure it wasn't good. My mom had died shortly
sucked their
after we were
balls.
separated. I can't describe how hard the news hit me. I was absolutely devastated. I knew I was
She's
close to giving up
bawling.
and asked myself, Is my life worth
Oh
living?
no.
Uh-oh.
No,
She's
it's
thinking
not.
suicidal.
I knew
Oh,
it could become
she's
worth
gonna
living if I got a
commit
nice
suicide.
job,
No,
found
don't
a
do it.
husband,
No,
You
she's
still
and
got
had
gonna
kids
so many
someday.
more cockroaches
Yes,
to
No,
eat.
she's
that
gonna
would be a life worth living.
sleep
And that's what
forever.
I'm working towards right now.
Bonus
Oh.
story.
One morning when I went to check
Yeah, no.
Oh, come
Wait,
on.
that's where it ends?
Bruh. Play the goddamn story. We have plenty more.
my Facebook feed, I
Allergic
realized
to
all
water.
my male friends were missing from my friends list.
The Simpsons, Cardi B, Lady Gaga.
Including my cousins, my uncles,
Oh,
and
shit.
even my dad.
Wait, go
Wait,
back.
what?
I'd given my boyfriend
Lisa
Frank my
Simpson.
Facebook
All the
login
men on
so
her
he could
back to
upload some
Lisa
photos
just
to me,
Simpson.
but
disappeared.
I
Guys!
didn't think he
Okay.
would mess with my account.
Josh.
When I asked him if he knew about it, he said,
Kirby cat.
"Oh, you notice they are gone? So you are paying attention to other men. I knew it." What the hell? Frank had deleted all my male friends. Looking back, I should have left him then, but I figured it was just
He
a
shot
stupid
all
joke.
of my male
However,
friends.
his behavior
And
only
then
got
cut off
worse.
their nutsack.
I was working at a marketing agency, and I would take
Addicted to
breaks with
eating
my
balls.
coworkers to vape outside.
Bro,
We
I
talk
gave
about
What?
our
Ooh,
latest
they
projects
vaping?
and make important decisions
Imagine
during our
vaping.
Bro,
breaks.
I gave
Don't
you
ever
that
vape.
idea.
One day,
Imagine
I got home
vaping.
from work and Frank confronted me saying, "I saw you hanging out with other guys at work today." Wow. He had stalked me in my workplace, watching me when he should have been doing his own job. Things were getting creepy.
Whoa.
I told him he didn't need to be jealous
jeez,
because
jeez.
I wasn't interested in any of my colleagues like that. But he got really angry and punched the
Super
wall.
Saiyan.
I was
Oh,
afraid he would hit me next, so I told him I wouldn't do it anymore. Big mistake. After that, he wanted more and more control over me. Like, he wouldn't let me wear certain clothes like shorts or tight shirts. And then he stopped me from
Man.
talking to any of my male
he's
friends,
pretty much the
including
American school
Steve,
system right there.
who is gay.
No showing your shoulders.
Every day I come home from work, he would ask me,
What?
who is gay, me from
Like
talking
you.
to any of my male friends, including Steve, who is gay.
Okay, so what
Every
if you're
day
gay?
I got back
Like
from
you,
work, he would
Josh.
ask to go
Get
through
outta
my
here.
phone.
Like you, Josh.
At
Yeah,
first,
there's
I
nothing.
wouldn't let
There's
him.
nothing
I mean,
wrong with being gay,
everyone
okay?
deserves some privacy,
Hey,
right?
Eric, you didn't remove
And
my
there were
permissions
text
to kick people
conversations
from
with my
VC, right?
friends where we talked about
I don't
things
think so.
I didn't want Frank to know about. But if I didn't
Okay.
do what
No
he
wonder I could
wanted,
still
he'd
disconnect musical
scream
too.
at me for hours and start
Musical tunes
trashing
been
our
out of-
apartment. It was so emotionally
Leave!
draining.
Okay.
Eventually, I
He's
gave
going
up
I'm not
and
even
let
seeing
him
what's
check my
going on right
phone,
now 'cause
but
I'm in my
I
kitchen.
started deleting
going
my
Super
text
Saiyan right
conversations
now.
before I came home.
I'm gonna munch
so
on
he
some
couldn't
chocolate
see
chips.
anything.
Lisa
It was
Simpson.
horrible. I guess if he could, he
Lady
would have locked
Goo
me
Goo.
in the house and not let me go anywhere without him.
God, what a
It
freaking.
took a while,
Unlock it
but
from the
at
inside,
last, I
doofus.
realized things couldn't go on like that, and I broke up with him. For the first few
lock him
weeks,
out of
he
the house.
stalked me,
Finally!
and one day he even climbed up my parents' house to look through our bathroom to watch me take a shower.
Oh!
After that, I got a restraining order from him, which means he isn't allowed to get near me or contact me in any way, or he will go to jail.
I had to see
That
Darth
was
Vader.
was that
years ago,
Obito?
and
In
Frank
Darth Vader?
still sends me messages from anonymous phones. I don't want to change my number because it would feel like I'm letting him win. But whenever I see a text from him, it stresses me out. His last one was really weird. "I got another girl pregnant and it's all your fault." See how
What?
crazy he is? How could that be my fault?
What?
I wish he
What?
would just leave me
What?
alone.
What?
I don't understand why he's trying to make my life miserable.
What?
But luckily, I'm dating Nick now, and our relationship.
Oh, man.
No, Josh.
Another
Love
Nick?
story.
What's up with all the?
Josh.
What's up
Josh.
with all the girls they is just named Nick?
Josh.
I bet the girl from the last story, her
How
boyfriend
about
cheated
you
on her.
change your number? If he contacts you, block him.
I ate nothing
She's
but
dumb.
pizza for 6
Exactly.
months.
Block him and mute him. There you go.
Let's try
Perfect
this.
solution.
I ate nothing but pizza for 6 months.
Josh.
Last year, my uncle told me
What?
that I wouldn't
I eat
last a
nothing
month
but
just eating.
rolls for 7 months. Just let me.
That guy's staring at something besides his uncle.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, he's staring at his ass. He's staring at her app.
Anyways, let us proceed forward.
Yes.
pizza. I responded that 1 month would be easy. No challenge at all. So he said, Good. Then let's make a bet. If you eat nothing but pizza for 6 months, I'll give you $10,000 in cash. But
For you
if
to
you
destroy
fail,
your
you have to
health.
give me $10,000 instead. I thought he was bluffing, but he quickly got a paper and pen and started writing down the rules. He told me, you must eat sausage pizza, and only sausage pizza for every meal.
Why sausage
the pizza must
pizza?
contain crust, sausage, and cheese. Sauce is optional, and you can have water and coffee. No salads, no cereals, no slaw either. Cannot drink a glass of milk instead of eating pizza. For a minute, I'll admit I was a little worried. This man was frickin' crazy, but I was determined to beat him. I was a fairly fit guy who exercised regularly. I had that going for me, so I told him, bring it on! 6 months, 10 grand! We shook on it while my girlfriend only
Game
shook
show.
her head and told us we were mad. The next morning, Uncle George showed up at my door and set up cameras in my kitchen, living room,
come on.
and on the front porch. I wasn't worried. I said, I love pizza. I'm not gonna cheat. I'll beat you fair and square. He gave me this evil smile. That morning, I went to
He
the
looks like
farmer's
Monica.
market with my girlfriend Jenny to get fresh
He looks
cheese
like
and
you, but
sausage.
even
Then I made a
gayer.
homemade
girlfriend can
pizza
already
with
get
whole grain
sausage.
flour and sent him a beaming out of me eating it. I like teasing him at every mealtime. Then after 2 weeks, I was out of whole grain pizza base. So I got 2 14-inch pizzas delivered from Domino's and ended up eating both in
14-inch?
one meal. I
14
realized that
inch.
it tasted
Extra
way
sausage?
better than my homemade healthy pizza. So I started
no.
getting pizza delivered every
He's
day.
gonna get
I was
fat.
still working out, so I just burned it all at the gym. But Jenny was in med school, and she kept saying that all these carbohydrates and low-quality fat is gonna catch up to
God.
you. And sure enough, 2 months later, I put on my running shoes and noticed that they felt too tight. So I looked in the mirror and realized that I looked puffy too, kinda swollen. Jenny said, that's water retention. The only way to fix it is to stop eating that crap. But after 2.5 months, water retention was the least of my worries. I woke up at night with severe acid reflux that burned my throat raw. I wheezed for hours, and Jenny threw a pillow at me and went to sleep on the couch. The next morning, Jenny made homemade pizza for me and said, this bed is so stupid. Your Uncle George is an ass for doing this to you.
He's a
Can you
donkey.
just stop this nonsense? No, I'm going to beat him, even if it costs me my health. It was clear that pizza was making
I'm
me
sure your
sick, so
$10,000
I
will
decided
only
to
be
control
half
my
of the cost you
portions.
need for health
But it was
insurance.
impossible to eat just one slice when there was a whole pizza in front of me. That's why Jenny told me, I'm not going to sleep with you anymore if you keep doing this. You're
I'm not gonna-
gassy and fat, and I feel like I don't even know this person.
Got him.
Then at my sister's birthday party, I was so bloated I couldn't sit. I undid my jeans button and Jenny saw me. She looked disgusted.
Ugh,
I was
fat
so
pig.
embarrassed. But my digestive system was in distress.
all the
And
sound
around that
effects?
time, I also completely stopped going to the gym. I just felt so heavy, tired, and miserable.
Ugh.
Jenny said, drinking a lot of water will help with the bloat.
Warm
So
water.
I drank 1.5 gallons of water
Warm
every
water.
day. But it didn't help at all.
'Cause it's
When I,
warm
for
water.
once,
You need
finally
warm
got my
water.
bloated ass to the gym, I realized I couldn't do much anymore. When I went on the treadmill for 2 minutes, my lungs were on fire and I had no energy.
Then keep
That
doing it.
afternoon, I decided I should go to a doctor. He told me, pizza is customizable. If you add enough vegetables to keep your nutrition levels in check, you could stay relatively healthy on pizza. I responded, I know all that, but I'm not allowed to
Bro,
eat any veggies,
I just
because
fucking
otherwise
so-
I'll lose this bet I made with my uncle. I'd lose $10,000. Listen to me closely now. Your fat percentage and cholesterol is extremely high. This
If you
diet
eat another
could give you
pizza,
a
you'll
heart
go into
attack.
cardiac arrest.
But I wasn't stopping. I had to beat Uncle George, and I only had 2 months left anyway. But when I got home, my girlfriend Jenny told me, you are getting fatter and fatter. It's disgusting. But I
You're
ignored her and ate 2 14-inch pizzas.
No, she's
While
right. That's
Jenny ate fresh
disgusting.
salad and grilled fish.
So
That
you
night,
want
she even
Dad to
slept on the
give them
far end of the bed and said,
$10,000.
I'm starting to hate you, you fat pig!
$10,000?
and when I took my shirt off the next day, I noticed my muscles were atrophying. Less workout because of low energy and a lack of protein and amino acids in my diet. I mean, I wasn't
You can get
surprised,
protein from
but I was still going to win the bet, no matter what the cost. One
Next thing
night,
you know,
I
he
was having a
dies.
nightmare and I was sweating all over the
Ugh.
sheets. Jenny woke me up and told me to get
I
out of
bet
the
he
room because
stinks,
I was
too.
smelling like greasy pizza and she couldn't sleep. Honestly, I felt like giving up, but how dumb would I have to be to lose this $10,000 bet if I only had 1 month left? But around that time, I got really sick, and my doctor told me that I probably had a weakened immune system because I hadn't eaten veggies or really anything healthy in months. I was big and flabby and puffy. My pants were too tight, so I always wore sweatpants. At this point, even chewing pizza became a chore. I would sweat buckets at the dinner table. One day, my doctor landed on my doorstep. Apparently, Jenny had called him to draw my blood sample and run some labs.
Type
The
4
results?
diabetes.
I had a fatty liver, which is actually as disgusting as it sounds. I had literal fat deposits on my liver, which meant that toxins weren't getting filtered from my blood. Jenny
This
said,
guy's gonna have
"You
a
could
heart
get a
attack.
stroke right now, or a heart attack." And I responded,
You can smell
"But
her
I
toast."
want to win, and I only got 10 days left. One night, I snuck out of bed and ordered 2 large beef pepperoni
Oh, come
pizzas with extra
on.
cheese. Then I sat in the bathroom and stuffed my face. I did it secretly because I didn't want my girlfriend to see me like this. But I was just always
already has
hungry,
for the past few
which I
months.
Googled and learned that I had now developed the always hungry syndrome.
Josh,
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Yeah?
when there's one slice left, he somehow pulled up 2 slices from that one slice.
This guy needs to learn how to control himself.
This guy has
Like, I'm gonna
developed.
do this bet.
Bro,
Just eat 2 pizzas a day.
in the bathroom. At the last pizza, he duplicated it into 2.
He has
Just
invented.
eat 2 slices a day. This man's eating like 2 boxes a day.
And
He had
Like
invented.
The symptoms of always hungry
has
syndrome
invented
were that I was
duplication.
always freaking hungry. After my pizza
Well, no,
binge, I lay in
duh.
bed depressed and breathless. But the insane amount of heartburn prevented me from sleeping comfortably. By the time I was 1 week away from my target, just looking at a pizza made me want to throw up. So I wasn't surprised when Uncle George showed up on the last day of the bet and said, "I brought sausage pizza!" It looked absolutely disgusting, but I ate that damn pizza anyway, and I won the bet. Uncle George handed me 10 grand in cash, but he didn't look upset about losing the bet, which made me think. I mean, I spent more than 3 grand on medical bills and visits to my doctor, so I didn't actually make that much money, and my
Hey,
health was
7 grand,
ruined. The cherry
no
on
health?
top was when Jenny packed her suitcase and said, "I'm leaving you. I wanted to do it earlier, but someone had to make sure you didn't die." Well, at least I won the bet. And currently I'm back to working out 3 days a week, and I'm doing the keto diet, which means almost no carbs. I guess only time will tell if any long-term illnesses manifest themselves. Also, I would never admit it to Uncle George, but the joy of eating pizza is completely sucked out of me. I'll never eat pizza again.
Damn. Not only
Oh my god.
trapped underwater for 3
It
days.
wasn't a love story. It wasn't a love story.
trapped underwater.
Yay!
Yeah.
That'll do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the
Exercise you could
reaction. If you want
imagine.
to see more of
I
this, be
felt
sure to
like I-
like and subscribe. I appreciate it if you said to me.
Eat
And
my
also,
balls.
yes, eat your balls. Also, goodbye.